I don't think they heard that. They might have now. But anyway, and am I echoing? Because I can always, if I'm echoing, I can, because I'm in, with me being in my new apartment, my living room, everything echoes in here, which is really strange. Oh, good gosh, don't tell me that's going to go on. No, I don't know what that. My air conditioner, okay, because for those that know, because this is the enormous UFO Superstar Show number 12, and we're not going to discuss about weather. We're going to discuss me having moved and me complaining about moving.
Forget Hurricane Hermine. Forget the heavy rain threat next week.
Hurricane Hermine, who cares about that?
Yeah.
And then there's all the blow-dried boobs about that. Anyway. But then we'll have to talk about
heavy rain threat that we could be seeing next week. Forget all that.
Well, whatever. But anyway, first off, I'm going to complain because I moved. Everybody knows that because I made a mention of it on Facebook and Twitter. Okay, and I've had this house for about 2-3 weeks. And I finally officially have moved because now all my stuff's now here. The first day I came over here and my air conditioner went on, it sounded like a 747 was about to take off. Like, and then it decides, oh no, we got to turn up the jets further and go even. So now it sounds like a 747 is taking off.
More power.
No kidding. I swear it's like Top Gear for those that would know the original, the British version, the one
then let me do the Jeremy Clarkson power. That wasn't very good. I know.
Yeah, no.
I failed.
Anyway, but I complain about that and whatnot, and it went on today, and it's been nice today. It's gone on twice today. I think it's because it's a little bit warm in here, because it's 77 in here, but it's much better than my apartment because I could never get my apartment cooled off at all with that air conditioner, but at least I have central air now, so I'm happy and whatnot. But anyway, that was my first.
Now you have to deal with a 747 instead of.
Well, it's not as bad because it was really bad when the house was empty. It's now full, and it still sounds like that. So not as bad, but it's a little annoying. There's other things.
It's just taxiing as opposed to taking off.
Well, there's also some things about my internet speed deciding to be slow every night. I don't know why. Every night, the last 3 nights that I've had internet here, it's been slow down to like 5 megs down at night. And I'm like, no way. Because they're about ready to, Mediacom, who I have, is about to go to the minimum of 50 down. And right now, they can barely able at night to pull 5. Now, if it was 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, which it had been, I'm not worried about. But last night, it started doing it at 9 o'clock. That's not acceptable to me. So, yeah. But anyway.
That's pretty unacceptable.
Yeah, that's unacceptable. Anyway. So now we have to talk about weather, because evidently something happened weather-wise. They had a hurricane in Florida for the first time in over a decade.
A few somethings happened.
Everybody freaked about the hurricane. It was a Category 1. I think it was a 1, yeah.
It was barely a 1 when it made landfall.
Like 80? I think it was 80.
Sustained at 80, gust to 95, I think was the last thing I heard.
And everybody freaked out. Everybody freaked out. Oh my gosh, it's a hurricane. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, it's a hurricane. It's nasty. But in quite a bit of the southeast, they've been needing some rain, so they're happy with the rain. Even though I think they would rather have it a bit lighter and more spread out, but not all at once. But it's helpful. It is a tropical storm now. I think it's at 50. I think I did this before we came on. I saw it was 50. Moving northeast to 20. But then this is where the excitement happens. There is hints that it wants to curve back toward the northeast coast again, similar to Sandy. So that's why there's tropical storm warnings all the way up to about it's up to just south of New York City. I think Perth Amboy or somewhere around there, New Jersey. And there's tropical storm watches from there through New York City and then out to somewhere around Rhode Island at this point. So there's interesting weather going on with there because the storm is supposed to stall and may turn back into the coast before it turns back out. Up speculation at this point, but I think they're taking chances. They're not going to take the chances with this at this point. That's why they issued the warnings all the way out. So,
and plus, I noticed on Twitter today that excuse me, that the NHC issued their first storm surge watch for parts of the eastern seaboard.
Yeah, because they
I thought that was interesting.
They had announced this last year, and they said, "Ooh, we're gonna have storm surge things now." And what happened? Nothing happened. There was no hurricanes last year. There was tropical storms. By tropical storms, what the storm surge would be similar to high tide. And if it was at high tide, it'd be like a foot or a foot and a half for tropical storms.
Right.
This is the first hurricane in so long that there's like everybody's like, "Ooh, this is new." Yes, this was announced last year because this was the first time we've been able to use it. So.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. Was this is the first chance that they're really getting to exercise all this new stuff that they've implemented over the last couple of years, and I think it's going to be really interesting to see just what comes of all the service assessments that are going to come out after the storm's completely done and they have, you know, a free minute to do so.
Yeah, and I think it's helpful that this was a Category 1 and not some major storm, because it's Category 1 devastating. It will do stuff, but this would be a good assessment because of a Category 1 kind of moving northeast. It hit I think just near Apalachicola or just east of there. I think it was near where it made landfall. Damage from what I've heard was minimal to minor. Some damage here and there. It's no Katrina or Ivan or whatnot. It's nothing like that.
And that's what's good about this storm is that it's not a major national emergency. This is, you know,
I'm hoping it stays that way.
It's going to ruin somebody's day, obviously. It's going to do that. There's no question, but it's not going to be several million people's days being ruined all at the same time.
Well, this brings up a point. It's going to ruin several million people's days because this weekend is Labor Day weekend, and this storm is going to decide to park itself just off the East Coast, possibly for 3 days, the whole Labor Day weekend. So you're not going to be able to go to the beach anywhere from about, say, the Outer Banks in North Carolina all the way up to pretty much about Boston. That will ruin everybody's day because it's pretty much what is known as, in most people's terms, as the last weekend of summer.
Correct.
Everybody runs to the beach and everybody goes for the last time, and then they don't anymore. And when you have hurricane coming, that pretty much ruins everything. And this brings up something I was going to mention this because NWA's annual meeting is coming up, which I'm not going to because I bought a house. So that's why I didn't go to NWA this year. NWA's in Norfolk, Virginia. It's in the Tidewater. Because you have the tide coming in and whatnot along the river there. I'm thinking when they said it was going to be Norfolk again, because it had been in Norfolk in 2010, I think it was, I thought, because they had moved it from October to September, the first thing I thought of is, yes, let's have a weather meeting, a big National Association weather type meeting thing in a place as a hurricane is coming up the coast. Well, the hurricane decided to be stupid and come a week early. Because the meeting starts next weekend.
Yep.
Starts next Saturday and Sunday. So, oh well. There's still something out in the Atlantic, though. So it's not been named it. There's something suspicious.
There's more waves out there.
But then we have to also, because that's going to be the main story for several days about that. About Hermine and if it's going to. It's not expected to be tropical. The NHC says it's going to be extra tropical. So then there's going to be the juggling act of, is it tropical, is it extra tropical? Similar to Sandy, did it make landfall as a tropical system or not?
Correct.
And there's all this stuff about that. And I think we're going to run into that again with this storm. Maybe, hopefully not, because I'd just rather see this go out into the Atlantic and be done with it. And it's like, going to just go away.
There was an interesting tweet that Dr. Marshall Shepard retweeted by a person named Ed Valley at Ed Valley WX on Twitter. And he wrote, seriously, arguing about classification of hashtag Hermine does nobody any good. Impacts need to be preached. Life-threatening situation for some. He retweeted it and added this to the millionth power. And I think that kind of sums it up. It doesn't really matter what mode the storm is in, tropical, extratropical, or not, just a close low, whatever. It doesn't matter, because whatever it's going to be, it's going to still potentially ruin a lot of people's days.
Yeah.
And it could potentially kill somebody. Yeah, I just got done saying it's not going to be that bad. Even the storms that aren't that bad can still kill people.
Yeah, that's just how these work. That'd be like driving yourself into a tornado.
Precisely.
Even if you have 0, you could still get killed. So
precisely. So while this is not a major national emergency like a Katrina, Rita, Ivan, the list goes on and on, Camille, it's still plenty dangerous enough. And the argument of whether or not I can't say whether or not, the argument of what it is does not and should not matter, because it's still going to have a lot of impact. It's going to drop a lot of rain. It's going to create a lot of wind, and it's going to stir up a lot of water. And all that water has to go somewhere, and it's going to wind up somewhere on shore.
Yeah. So we just hope it goes in the Atlantic, because I don't care. I want it gone, because I'd rather not see another repeat of Sandy again.
I wholeheartedly agree.
I don't think anybody in New Jersey wants to see that again. At least
I wholeheartedly agree.
For a long time. And then, lost in all this excitement that happened, we had a tropical system that barely hit Hawaii, which was Madeline. And boy, was that overhyped, I swear. Hurricane warnings and, oh my gosh, the world's going to end. That storm dissipated so quickly. It's right now, they issued their last advisory. It's a depression southwest of Honolulu. It went just south of the Big Island as a tropical storm, and it died so quick. I'm thinking, okay, now everybody's going to think about the next storm, Lester, which is going to go north of the Hawaiian Islands. And there's a hurricane watch in effect, I think, for Maui, Oahu, Molokai, those areas.
Yep.
Now everybody's so then think about the East Coast of the United States. Their Labor Day weekend's ruined. Now you got Hawaii that's going to have their Labor Day weekend ruined, because now you're going to have you've already had a slight threat from Madeline. Now you're going to have, or Madeline or whatever, and now you're going to have another threat from Lester. So double whammy. The only place to go that's safe is California, but don't fret, there'll be an earthquake there or something. So it's just been hurricanes and tropical seas all over the place lately. So outside of that, I am pissy because we had all these storms this past week. I got no rain any of those days. My grass is starting to turn brown.
And we had a tornado just north of here.
Yes, and I am pissed about that, because I'm going to yell and scream.
Oh boy, here we go. Everybody batten down the hatches. Here we go.
Okay.
That's another Jeff rant time,
folks. This was on, what day was this? Wednesday? No. It was Tuesday. Monday, Tuesday. One of those days, right? Monday, Tuesday. I don't remember.
No, this was last Sunday.
Oh, Sunday. No, at the arena. I'm doing the, whatever. Anyway, Sunday. I'm echoing so badly. I was driving with my mother to Cedar Rapids because we were doing something. I don't remember. And it was like 2 o'clock at night. Yeah, because it was Sunday. Because it was Sunday. And because my mother had come back from the annual meeting at the theater. And we left here because I was at the house at the time here because I was packing. I still had stuff. My internet was still at my apartment until Tuesday of this past week. So it was messed. But anyway.
Yep.
So I was going back and forth, and we were going to go and get something at somewhere on Sunday. They were going to get, and then I said, because I saw all these billowing clouds everywhere, and I told my mother, because you could see bases, they were really high, it looked really elevated, and I'm thinking, and I told my mother, and I remember saying this. This was about 2:30 as we were driving towards Springville. I said, I wouldn't be surprised if by looking at this, that we would see a landspout tornado today. 2 hours later, here comes a landspout or a small tornado that touches down north of Cedar Rapids at 4:30. Where was I? I was just getting out of Perkins on Collins Road in Cedar Rapids, and the tornado would have been north of me, and I didn't even know it until I got home after the tornado warning had expired. And I found out that there was a tornado on the ground. And I was pissed. But I remember, because I told my mother when we were going out to the parking lot, I looked straight north and it was kind of really dark. And I said, ooh, there's a big storm there. Because when we went into Perkins about an hour prior, all the bad dark clouds were to the south. And then now they were to the north. So.
Yes.
Oh, it made me mad because I was actually out and about. And then, supposedly, I don't know if this was true, you might be able to answer this. They sounded the sirens in part of Cedar Rapids, or supposedly they did. I never heard.
I never did either, but I was stuck on the side of the road on Highway 30, just outside of what is that town?
What?
Right after Clarence, coming east. Coming east.
You mean Stanwood?
Stanwood, yes. I was just outside of Stanwood with a broken down motorcycle.
Uh-oh. We might have to discuss that next, too.
Well, it wasn't that bad. It was a dead battery, and it was a dead battery because my charging system failed. Mm-mm. So for a little bit, it was running off of the battery. The engine itself was running off of the battery, and that killed the battery. And once the battery went, it just completely died and wouldn't even crank to restart. But I had a mutual friend come pick me up in their trailer and the bike, and it couldn't have happened at a better time because no more than, I'd say, 2 minutes after that, we got an outflow boundary influenced storm that dumped a bunch of rain on the highway.
Yeah. And I'll make mention of this. All these days earlier this past week, we had tons of outflow boundaries all over the place, merging outflow boundaries, and we got here in Anamosa where I live, sprinkles.
Yep.
That's it. I was so angry and so pissed. You just,
And it rained for 2.5 hours in Stanwood.
I wouldn't, yeah. And it didn't rain a drop here hardly at all. That's why, because I mowed my mom's lawn yesterday, and it was tall because it was prairie. Because I had been moving for so much, I hadn't been up there to mow it. And I got underneath it after I mowed it, and it's brown underneath it. And my yard, I'm going to have to mow it before this weekend because we're supposed to have rain Monday through the later part of next week.
Yep.
So, and you're right, you're going to get excited because I'm looking at my thermostat. Guess what's turning on? The Boeing 747 is about to start.
Nice.
Here it comes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're cleared for takeoff.
If you hear it, let me know because I want to see if anybody can hear this.
Is it running right now?
Yeah, it's only on speed 1. It's about to go to Mach 2.
Mach 2, that's great.
I will
It's
give
a Concorde now and not a Boeing 747.
the Concorde wasn't. Well, Concorde was a loud plane when it did take off.
And it was capable of Mach 2.
Okay, here it goes into the second phase.
The afterburners have lit.
Yeah, I don't think it's loud enough to, because I'm far away from because the one thing is over here. Because I'm on my floor because I don't have a sofa because I threw my sofa away.
Oh, okay. That's comfortable. I don't
I'm
think I
getting
hear
you
it.
one in over a week, so.
I don't hear it one bit.
Yeah, you would if you were in here, so.
Ah.
But anyway, I lost track. The outflow boundaries with the storms, they were so refreshing because they would drop the humidity level, temperatures would drop a little bit, but then this was the weird thing, and I've seen this the last few nights too when I was driving around. The fog. We've had quite a bit of this ground fog. It's just right at the ground. It kind of creeps. I'd be driving just into Anamosa. There'd be part of town that has fog and another part that doesn't. That's how strange it is. It seems to just come up through the creeks, and that's where it is. Especially out by the interchange out here by Walmart, it does that really badly, especially up Fawn Creek, because that's the creek that's there. So that's just really strange. But especially when we haven't had a lot of rain here, we're getting a lot of fog. So.
Correct.
But yeah, we've had virtually no rain here, at least where I'm at. But a lot of places have had rain. And I'm going to get up because I'm going to go into the bedroom now.
Ah.
I had to charge my laptop, so. But other than that, there's not much except for the tornado. It didn't last very long from what I could tell.
No, I don't think there was much damage with it.
Yeah, so I saw pictures of funnel clouds in that area, but I never saw a picture of the tornado. So my guess is it was fairly small, didn't last very long. They issued a tornado warning. By the time the warning came out, the tornado was probably gone. Or was just dissipating at the time. So, but anyway, there's going to be some more rain into next week. Hopefully it's not going to get hot anymore. It's getting toward football season because we already had our first full week of high school football last week, because this is week 2.
And tomorrow is the first home game
season
for the Iowa Hawkeyes as well.
Yeah, it's supposed to be good. It's not going to be overly hot or overly cool. But then, okay, I'm going to rant some more. That because my alma mater high school, Anamosa, lost the cowbell last week.
Uh-oh.
With 10 seconds left in the game, they lost it.
Uh-oh.
So I'm not happy. They're playing Makoka tonight. They're going to probably lose badly. But anyway, so I had to rant about that. But yeah, Iowa State, Northern Iowa, I'll play tomorrow.
Yep.
Weather's supposed to be good, at least here, because Iowa State plays Iowa. I think Iowa State and Northern Iowa play each other, right?
I haven't looked because I'm going to probably be severely chastised for this, but I live in Iowa and I am not an Iowa fan.
Dun, dun, dun.
Nor am I any Iowa school fan.
He likes Illinois.
No, I do not.
Well, good. Then you're not. Then you're not. You're better than that.
I support the Crimson Tide.
Well, that's fine. Nobody's gonna be. At least, yeah, because I will never play them.
I would love to see those two in the Rose Bowl.
Well,
it almost happened. What was it, last year?
It
almost
would
definitely.
no. Well, the thing was, and we're going off of weather again. But anyway, if Iowa had beaten Michigan State, Iowa would have been in the playoff, and they would have played Alabama.
That's what it was. Yeah,
And that
I've
would have
always wanted
been
to see Alabama.
Iowa would have been the 2 seed, and Alabama would have been dropped to the 3, and Alabama and Iowa would have played each other. That game would have been at the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans.
Yes.
But Iowa lost, went to the Rose Bowl, and then got blown away by Stanford. So it doesn't matter. So, But anyway, some college football teams have already played. So the weather, and if we really want to go off into that, the NASCAR race at Darlington, everything got washed out today because of the hurricane. So that got washed out. So they're hoping that it's going to be better this weekend. I'm thinking Saturday might be, in the first half of the day, might be a little suspect, but the rest of the day is going to be fine.
And to go deeper into the racing realm, the U.S. Nationals are currently ongoing as we speak in Indianapolis.
And they're not going to have much weather issues.
They are having such good weather that they are expecting many records to fall tonight in the night qualifying.
Because it's supposed to be, it's cool.
It's cool. It is dry. That's the biggest thing. It is
cool and dry, which is very rare, and it's not humid. So that's what, yeah.
And there's very, very little wind.
Yeah.
And since that is an east to west facing track, that is very good because there would be no crosswind to slow down any of the vehicles at all.
Yeah. So because you typically don't get temperatures this low, because I think the forecast low tonight, I'm going to look this up while I'm on here. I think I saw earlier for tonight, here where I'm at, the forecasted low tonight was going to be 51. 51 on Labor Day weekend?
Yes.
I'll take that. Let me make sure.
All day long.
I'm going to make sure it's still that. It might come up a degree or two. Let's see. 52. So it's come up a degree. But I mean, I'm looking at this. This is Labor Day weekend. Now, toward Monday and Tuesday, it's going to get warm again. Unfortunately, it's going to. I mean, you look at this. High of 70 tomorrow, Saturday 76, Sunday 80. Monday will be 86, and unfortunately, the humidity is going to start coming back. Tuesday will be 88, and then Monday night and Tuesday night, the lows are going to be 70. Talk about tropical weather returning.
Yep, and that's when the rain chances return.
Yep, Monday night, and this is in Anamosa because I have it on the thing. It says chance of rain Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday. Well, given the fact that I had a chance of rain for 3 days in a row last week and got nothing, I suspect I'll get nothing out of this. So,
hey Jeff, I have to let you go.
Okay.
I gotta leave. I have something I might have going on.
Okay. But I'll keep going.
I'll see everybody later. I'll see everybody next week.
Okay, bye, Matthew.
Bye.
So, as Matthew is running off because something's happening. So, yeah, the weather's going to be fine for the time being around here. So, but I was going to talk about the gauge things, which I'll push back to next week. So then Matt will be around for that because he'll have to rant for that. And anyway, after that, not much else is going on. I mean, Lester's going to move north of Hawaii. Hermine is going to be on the East Coast. There's going to be some storms around here. Not much excitement going on around the area. So it'll be perfectly decent for doing anything. Hopefully everybody's going to enjoy Labor Day weekend this weekend. So. But anyway, as for that, I don't think we have anything else, so I might just end it right here. So if you want to get a hold of us, you can. Probably for me, I'm going to have to, because
I keep forgetting what Matt's email is, and my email, iowx@gmail.com. My Twitter handle is at iowx. So for Matthew, who is run somewhere, and myself, I bid you a very good Labor Day weekend. Farewell. Goodbye.